Just do it. It'll turn out okay. Today, I am with the drummer and singer, I guess, of the PC Gosa band.
Well, the name of the band, the one project we're working with is under Jamie Gazelle, which has live music tracks on Spotify currently at the moment, and some on YouTube as well. And I also work with another project called Problem Child with lead singer, songwriter, guitarist Shelly Miller, based out of Austin, Texas.
Awesome. So how did you two get in the music scene?
Well, myself, I got to the music scene at a young age. Started out with a group, Strange Parallel, which Smash Adams. We worked together in the past many, many years ago, and we recently just started talking again. And then when I moved to the area, being stationed here at Fort Hood, Texas, with the U.S. Army, met Jamie Gazelle. We kind of hooked up. He had some projects going on, and we started putting things back together with some of his older music and whatnot. I became the drummer, and we've been kind of bouncing around, checking out local guitarist and different things, and establishing a new project. Shelly Miller and I, we met here locally as well. We're kind of on a hiatus at the moment to take care of some family issues, but got a great sound there with her singer and the lyrics she's written. Great band there. And as far as the Austin scene, there's a great far as Southern music and whatnot in this local area. So hopefully get more of the music out there and on these podcasts with you all.
Awesome. What about you?
Well, I started writing songs when I was about 11 years old. I went to a grassroots concert, and I decided right that night I was going to do that. I was going to be a singer in a band and a songwriter, and that's how I got started when I was about 11. And my first 5 or 6 years, I had written about 13 or 14 pretty decent tunes, one of which is still due to this day is one of my better ones, and it was a really simple song called Pretty Lady. And it was about my first girlfriend that I had when I was in high school. She was a lot younger, but I won't tell you how much younger, but she was a lot younger. Her daddy knows. And a lot of my songs are inspired by her and some other people too I've met through my life. And and Kiss was a big influence of mine too. I went to one of their concerts and I said, well, I'm definitely doing that. So I don't dress up like a freak or anything, but I like the rock and roll. I think it's powerful, and it's a great way to get a good message out. If it's positive, if it's negative, leave it in the garage. There's enough negative stuff going on in the world. So,
yep,
that's about me. I'm all positive and
cool.
Love, and I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Awesome. So he mentioned Kiss was his inspiration to start music thing. Who was your inspiration?
The Grassroots and Elvis.
That was
all over there.
Grassroots was a band in the late 60s and 70s with Three Dog Night and a bunch of the other ones back then.
You're digging way back in the bottom of the barrel.
I guess I'm kind of telling my age now. But, that's okay. It is what it is. Can't change your age.
Yeah, I'm old too.
Aren't we all? Well, my biggest inspiration in percussion and music scene, drumming scene has always been, I say it's time again, is the old drummer from Rush. And of course Phil Collins, but Rush, the drum solo out of Tom Sawyer, I've tried for years. I guess it'll be the death of me to ever try to learn it.
It's a heck of a song.
Do you know when I start feeling old personally?
Oh Lord, now we're telling ages.
Yeah, it's when I saw pictures on Facebook of the people I graduated with having grandkids.
Hey.
Yeah, that'll do it. Or like one of your old girlfriends from high school, she gets on with her tribe. That'll put you in place.
Right, and when I was on the Flaming Axe episode, like I told Bradley, biggest inspiration and backer, my father was always there for me, buying the first drum kit and everything else, and pushed me and all that stuff. And of course, when I talked about him on there, he was always one that he never could sing, carry a tune, but the man was a walking dictionary as far as it came to music. He'd been time with me and my old bands. We'd be into like the cover tune scene there for a while, and somebody would know the song, but somebody in the audience would want to know it. So my dad would like sit at the edge of the stage while they had their earpieces in. My dad would feed them the words. Couldn't sing a lick, but he knew the words by heart. He never had to have a book. When the song come on and play Name That Tune out of Memphis, Tennessee. They have a program on Sunday, and we'd sit around, as a kid. So I'll go Sundays naming that tune and all that good stuff. So it was very interesting. So, yeah, I see you out there, Mom. Hi. Love you too.
Okay, that works. The size of the music. So so you sent me some. Music. Let's see.
Yeah,
some of the work.
I sent you some from Problem Child and Jamie Gazelle for 4 each. So you pick a couple tracks to see which one will work and come out.
Right.
So.
Here goes nothing. Let's see.
I know I checked them out before I sent them to you. They play live main. I don't know how they would do. I'd even try to play them. There you go.
All right, tell me if you can hear. Tell me if you can hear this.
All right.
Oh, first, Mom loves you.
Yeah, I saw that. I hold that later. My dad passed away several years ago, so my mom's the one still living now.
Yeah, my dad passed away in 2013.
Yeah, mine was in 2015. Cancer took him. He battled cancer for several years, and it finally got the best of him.
Here, tell me if you hear this.
I'm listening, but I'm not hearing it.
Well, I'm not playing it yet.
Okay.
Hold on. Can I play? Do you hear that?
I didn't hear anything on this end.
I guess it doesn't work. I guess it can't work.
Is there a way I can plug the track in, or do you have to do it on your?
I have no idea. Like I said, I'm still learning how this works myself. If it was a video and not a, if you sent me a video and not a.
Which one did you try? The one from the Problem Child band,
I don't know. They're all the same kind of thing. So I don't think any of them will work.
Let's see. Like I said, if I knew if I could play it from my end, I could play it.
Probably not. If you could do it, if you can sing it live, you can sing it live real fast.
Nah, I couldn't. I'm just a drummer.
Yeah. The type of music won't play. I don't think if it was a video or something, or like a YouTube link, I could play it much more easier. But yeah,
I can get you from Spotify maybe because Jamie Gazelle's music.
I don't know how that works. I would need a lot more time to prepare. Then I would need practice using it and stuff. So I don't think we can do it. But yeah,
on YouTube videos, Hillbilly Candy and Money, Fame, Sex, and Power on YouTube. Their videos.
Off topic music real fast. You said you guys are from Texas, right?
Yeah, out of Austin, Texas.
Okay,
I'm from Nebraska originally.
Oh,
I've been here in Texas for 11 years.
Yeah, well, I was talking with both Smash Adams and some people from Tennessee too, talking about other stuff. And we were talking about having a rib contest. Now, what are Texas ribs like?
Yeah, Smash Adams. Like I said, I was still stationed in Memphis, Tennessee when me and him linked up. So we built the group Strange Parallel, which we have some old videos back when we first started, when we first hooked up with Bradley. And we had a good success, good run for a while, for several years there, until I, you know, went active duty and kind of had to leave the scene. And him and Lucy Dawn had carried on, the band and different musicians. And just my brief discussions with him the other day, since we may reconnected through the years, he said we were the last two original founding members of it. Everything fell apart, here lately. I understand. I was kind of reading some different messages. I heard he was in bad health, but I'm still trying to make a connection with him so we can do a show for, Brad on the Flaming Axe as far as reunion with musicians. Cause we can reconnect it and put, we buried the axe on a lot of stuff, that went through some bad blood.
But like I said, that's awesome. But now that you've been from Tennessee, do you think Texas barbecue and ribs are superior to Tennessee and Ohio ribs, or what?
Oh yeah, yeah. A cow is a cow, but the toppings is what makes it better.
That's a matter of opinion. I don't think nothing beats Memphis barbecue. Come on.
So you're still on the Memphis side. You're the Texas barbecue side.
I've tried some of the Texas barbecue. I mean, here and there. I'm kind of picky, but Memphis barbecue, I don't know if anybody's got anything on that. Matter of fact, they have a big venue going on well, they have it once a year, but it's currently going on this weekend, of all the local musicians. And that's something that was big in Bill Street. I don't know if you've ever been to that area, the Bill Street Music Fest and stuff like that. And they produce a lot of local up and coming bands. It goes on for about 4 or 5 days, where they have different stages set up with the original local talent that comes up and hits the bigger stages instead of the small club venues in the area.
In the summertime.
So yeah, and it's going on right now. So it helps with the local scene. Get people out there and noticed, and not having to sink a whole lot of money into it.
Oh, nice.
And they go through about 4 or 5 days, and they have probably 7 to 10 bands booked each day on different stages. Called Memphis in May. Check it out sometime. I got it on the local web, and it'll show you the local acts that they have up on there. It's called Memphis in May. Thanks, Mom. I was trying to remember that. But they had, it's a big festival, and it really encourages the local scene and things like that. I'm not sure if they have anything like that here in Austin, Texas going on, but it really helps promote.
Well, you just always start one if they don't.
Yeah, true. Yeah, all has to start somewhere.
Willie Nelson does big stuff in the summertime too.
Yeah.
He does.
So Willie Nelson does that. Plenty of edibles there.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good music acts that's come out of Austin from the year I've been here. Just about as much as the Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis is more the local blues scene, so to speak. So in Texas is kind of a mixture of everything. You got the rock, you got the blues, and a lot of the Spanish sort of stuff going on in here.
Wasn't Blue October out of Dallas?
It may be Blue.
They got really big for a while. They didn't last long, but they got. Yeah.
So you got inspirational music around, like a whole bunch of different music types: American, Mexican, Spanish.
Right. Yeah, because out of Austin,
you could imagine.
San Antonio is like 2-3 hours south of us. They've got a big music scene. Dallas and Houston's about probably a couple hours north of us. They've got a big music scene. Matter of fact, on like in Facebook, they have what they call "I don't give a shit. I just need a gig." So a friend of mine hooked me up with that, and it's got a lot of the local acts that are going all around Austin, Houston, Dallas, looking for different musicians.
Lubbock has a big scene too.
So that's a big outlet for the music scene down here in Austin, as far as social media. So it's the constant ongoing. What I found different here from Memphis, though, is that music scene here goes on more or less 7 days a week, where in Memphis is more of a weekendish like kick off on a Friday and then go through, run through Sunday, and then you really don't hear much. But here it's more of a, if you want in the music scene, there's options to play 7 days a week. In other areas, in Savannah, Georgia, not so much. It's more of a weekendish thing. But here it's kind of like a nonstop,
it's like
constantly
24 hours a
going.
day almost.
You want to hear it, you can during the week, more or less it's more the jazz type music till it hits to the weekend. In the middle of the weekend you have more or less of the rock scene and the bluesy scene. And then you have your local piano jazz bars, which is, going through high school and marching band stuff, I like a little bit of jazz stuff too. A little bit of the bluegrass roots, being from Arkansas and up in the hills and stuff. So
I'm gonna try this
good.
again.
That was bad.
See if we get this working again.
okay.
All right. See if this works this time or not. Let's find out. This is a song "Wishing Well." It says.
Yeah.
And if my audience now, if the audience there, your mom can tell me if they can hear it too. I mean, fine. If you can't hear it, the audience can. That'd be awesome. Let's try this out.
There you go. You got it. I just put that name on the track. No.
Sure as the wheat grows in the field, some old combine cuts it down. Says it's bringing home the yield. Farmer Johnson comes around. Sure as the corn grows in the field, sun comes up from below. So's like grain of gold and steel. It's a damn ho-ho. Corn grows in the field. Some old combine comes to town. Just says it's bringing in some yield. Mama Johnson comes around. Sure as the corn grows in the field, something comes up from below. It puts it through the grinding wheel. Next thing you know, it's a damn taco. as the master hits the field. Good to get there, should come down. Sure as the cotton's in the field. Setting cups to send some hurt. Feel the red blood in the veil. Oh, it's a damn t-shirt. It's a damn taco. It's a damn taco. Damn ho.
And I'm hungry now.
Yeah. You hungry for a taco now?
Yes. So what? So how did you write that song? What's your thought process of that song?
Oh man, that came to me in a dream, kind of. Back in, 90, maybe 97, 98, 99, I wrote that one. Right before the tower came down. I can't remember what really inspired it. It had to be a dream, I think, I had about tacos. It was kind of crazy. I get dreams in all kinds of crazy places. I get them in a rooftop, on the toilet. I get just crazy stuff. But
You
as
want
you
to?
can tell, it's kind of a sad, melancholy kind of song. And I'd like to get it to Pink Floyd. I think they could kill on it, but
Nice. So you said you're from Nebraska originally?
yeah, I moved to Texas in oh gosh. Well, first I got my airplane mechanics license. I moved to Alabama for a while, for a year. And then I wound up in St. Louis for a year and a half, working on their planes. And then we moved to Oklahoma City for a year, and then Houston for a half a year, and then to Austin in 2010. We moved to Austin.
So
We
what?
had
Like I said, So what's the Nebraska barbecue scene like?
Not good.
Is there, not good?
You got great meat. You don't know how to cook it right. It's not the best. I mean, it's okay. It's edible.
Is it like corn flavored or something?
Well, there's nothing like Nebraska beef or Missouri or any of those states where the cattle are, out in the field and not pinned up in some pen.
So
it's a lot better beef and a lot healthier to eat. There's no hormones, injected crap in the meat.
Oh, so you take the Nebraska cows, but bring them down here to barbecue in Texas.
That's right. They order Nebraska beef from up in Kansas City. They order it down into Bill Miller's barbecue because they say it's better, a lot leaner and a lot tastier and a little more expensive, but it's worth it because it's that much better. I'm not joking. Just Google Omaha steaks and get some, and then Google any other steak company you want to try, and there's no comparison. None. It's not even close.
Now, the best burger, I could tell you where it's at. While I was on active duty and went up to North Dakota, try their ostrich burger. It is off the hook.
Cool. They had ostriches up there.
Yeah, and they make the burger. I tried with my company commander at the time. He's like, "Come here, you want to try something different?" I'm like, "Yeah." They make ostrich hamburgers. I'm like, "Ostrich hamburgers?" I tried that, dude, and I'm gonna tell you what, that joker was off the hook. Definitely off the hook.
Carl's Jr. is pretty good too. They don't cook ostriches.
Did you bring anything from Tennessee down to like he brings his beef from Nebraska down to Texas? Did you bring anything from Memphis down here? Like importing anything?
I get some from Omaha Steaks and have it shipped down here.
Now Chicago, they have the killer Vienna sausages. Now I've been up in that area. Now Vienna sausages,
Chicago
they
has
got
the best sausages for sure.
Even better than the actual Vienna from Vienna.
Yes, I promise you, that is the best stuff you can sink your teeth into right there. I used to always do.
I judge about that. I don't know if Vienna actually has Vienna sausages.
Yeah, they got a certain brand up there, and you go in Chicago, and they make them fresh cooked. If you get your hands on one that's fresh cooked, oh man, it'll melt in your mouth. But yeah, that area, they have the Vienna sausages. I can promise you that. But
now you said you want me to play a Shelly Miller song, but that name's on here. So what song is it?
I sent you 4 of them, so just pick one.
All the other 4 that weren't his.
Right.
Okay.
I sent 4 of each, so that to give you a choice to pick out, one out of the 4.
All right. So let's see. All right.
When you finally lay me down and I'm flat out on the ground, we'll go all day. When you put your hands on me, my temperature rises and I can't see all day. You can't put me away. You can't put me away. You remember what you said when I tried to tell you that you said all day. When kisses I've been stealing all day. You can't put me away. You can't put me away. I'm coming after you. Do you really think that you can stay all day? You don't know what you're in for. You're gonna be coming back for more all day. You can't put me away. You can't put me away. You can't put me away.
So you can play another one of mine. Either that or
So, all right. So, what was the? How did you come up about that song?
I don't know. I'm learning more and more about Shelly. She's a great musician.
it was about ex-boyfriend, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is she was going through some dark time, from my understanding, when she described the song to me. But as far as music, her music writing, maybe she's more or less one of the type. She's what I would call like a Bob Seger style person in her writing, because Bob Seger always wrote about songs on the road and stuff like that, and that's my dad's biggest influences as far as musicians writing music. Was a lot of his tunes were about being on the road, being on tour, in their life and stuff like that. And from what I'm gathering, from, being with Shelly and everything, that's where a lot of her musical thoughts came in at, and her life and everything. So that's what really turned me on to her, and being part of that project with her, and listening to some of her music. Pretty good. Like I said, she's a talented musician all the way around, bass, guitar, you name it. I haven't really seen anything the woman couldn't do. Even at her ages, she's still a kick-ass singer and vocalist.
Nice.
and whatnot.
Yeah, my dad's used to, when he had a guitar, he used to sing or play Johnny Horton songs and Waylon Jennings songs.
Oh yeah, yeah. I grew up on a lot of all that old stuff, so. A lot of people still call me old school and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, so many people nowadays are going into the electronic crap, and like my biggest issue that is like, you don't ever play electric drums or not, like it's a note, and nothing like the old original acoustic style drums. You just can't get that same sound.
The wooden one.
Well, electronic drums are mainly for recording a CD, and then the real drums are for being live out there in the audience.
Well, yeah, but it's more or less the time investment
in
the
the
sound.
You want a real sound or you want a fake sound?
Right,
that's
and as far as mic and drums and stuff like that. So either sitting in the house recording music and recording tracks and stuff like that in our studio that we're currently trying to work on building. I still prefer to go with the mic system. The mics on the acoustic drums. It's just that kind of sound.
Cool. Well, if you want to, if anybody out there wants to help us build our studio, plug here for a second. Scan this QR code right here, and you can help us upgrade and get some equipment for this studio. It's kind of small right now, but
you got to start somewhere. And like I said, my experience and stuff, even though I'm just a drummer, and been playing for about 30 years. Everyone I've ever built, key thing was always run pawn shops. You never know what somebody else's junk is another man's treasure. And even your older school musicians that I still play with, some of them will not come away from the old tube type amps. You can hand them a solid state, brand new, and all day long, and they still prefer that old sound that once those tubes got heated up, it made that specific sound. You can't tear them away from it. And some of it I agree with, and it's just the sound of it, the different. I mean, even guitars have walk in play in a place, and they'll come with like 6 or 7 guitars, and they'll pick up a certain guitar for this sound, the different guitar for this sound, and I walk in one drum kit. That's what I play with the whole night. They'll come in with 5 or 6 guitars. Well, this makes a certain sound. This does what I want to do. This one has a bluesy sound, or just stepping down a key or stepping up a key and playing whatever style of music they have. So it's just the things you learn along the line, along the ways through the music business, and it's a hard, cruel world.
That's for sure.
Some of them are before their time, some of them are after their time. I've heard a lot of great musicians. One I follow, you probably know real
that
well.
weren't famous after they passed away or something.
Yeah, something like that. But and then you have a big group I follow out of Memphis, Tennessee. It's based out of Memphis, Tennessee. Is Tora Tora. You probably heard of them.
Yeah.
They're real good friends with my uncle, and they're currently on the road too. I follow them on Facebook a lot and stuff like I really look up to them. They're based out of Memphis, Tennessee. Used to be another group called Roxy Blue. They were kind of a has-been, come in the music scene, put a couple albums out, but they kind of phased out a little bit. I knew those guys as well personally. So I've been around it, been influenced by a lot. And there's a lot of great musicians out there. It's just time-consuming and a lot of hard work. I've seen good bands come up. I've seen good bands fall. Just depending, and some of them are hard to stick to, but it's like a family. Like me and Bradley's always talked. Brad Bergman, you got to treat it like a family sometimes for it to stick out and for it to last.
Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of Brad, talking about earlier too, but we were talking about either on his show or my show to get all the bands together. We had so far on the show, our shows, and have a singing / barbecue off, rib off. They sing it. They sing it and they
start trouble.
Their best barbecue ribs for barbecue.
Right, right.
We have the Ohio people, we have Tennessee people, we have Texas people, or also there's so I think there's a Carolina person somewhere in there too. But yeah, we're all gonna cook ribs on the show. see who's the best.
Mine's the best. I got a secret. That sounds very interesting.
So what's the difference between the Texas style and the Memphis style that you've had both? What's the difference?
Different in the seasonings. I mean, down here, I will learn one thing about the Spanish people in Texas and stuff like that. They like hot shit. Too hot.
Yeah.
So by the time you eat it, your tongue's all numb, you can't taste it. But yeah, that's the biggest difference in the two different barbecues and different parts of the world. Is the fact there's this down here is a lot more. They try to get it as spicy as they possibly get. As a matter of fact, I was downtown by Fort Hood, and there's one place down there they sell homemade barbecue sauce, and this is like the mango flavored whatever. And I'm like, oh, I'll buy some. I poured too much on my darn taco. Next thing I know, I was breathing flames. And I'm like, Jesus, that's too hot.
And they're like, oh, that's mild sauce.
Exactly. You can't handle that. I might sit there sweating, going, whoo, that's some hot stuff.
I'm a lightweight when it comes to hot.
Yeah, I can handle up the medium, at least in Ohio. I can handle up the medium sauce in Ohio, at least medium sauce. As Ohio standards. I don't know what that, but I don't know if spiciness in Ohio, hot extreme, would be like mild to Texas or something like that. Like,
probably. Well, I don't know now, because the last time I was at Fort McCoy, Wisconsin, doing some military training, there's a little restaurant there on post, and you go in there and they got these wings called Inferno. And I bought some of them dudes one time, and then I'll tell you what, they tore me up. So I played a funny ha-ha on my fellow soldiers out there, knowing they didn't have a bottle of water beside them. Said, here, try this. And so that was probably one of the other hottest barbecue sauces I've ever had in my life. It's called like I said, it's called the Inferno, and it's got that name for a reason because it is extremely hot.
It makes your butt burn for 2 days, right?
Yeah, it definitely puts you in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's not good. I don't like that. I don't want something following me around for 2 days.
But yeah, that does sound interesting. Between the two shows, getting all the musicians going. I mean, different parts of the world is different. Different kinds of music. I watched a podcast the other day with Bradley Bergman. They had more of a group that was into techno or the what's the word I'm looking for? More of a computerized digital style music.
Yeah.
So it's weird, the different styles and different takes that people listen to in the different areas. But like I said, around here there's a lot
push button
more
music, I call it.
Spanish
Push a button and it goes off.
and things of that nature. But I've been around some of these, and of course, like Georgia, being stationed there for a while, there's kind of a crazy, more of a what's called not. I'm trying to think of the style of music now. It's more the Jamaican style scene there on the coast. So it's a very interesting thing like that, music scene out
There's
there.
so many styles,
So,
it's crazy. Like,
I know there's a
So-
certain genre it's called, but I call it Jamaican style music.
So what made you pick the band? Pick the drum as your instrument of choice?
Well, long story short, started out in Westminster Senior High School. Started out on trumpet, started on, then went to saxophone, and it got to where it really didn't have the wind to blow it. And I could always carry a beat, so I just stuck with percussion, and that's everything I do. Because I kudos to everybody that can play the sax. Sax is probably one of my favoriteest wind instrument to hear one play, but it just never did have the wind, to really to hold out.
Takes a lot
And
of
along
talent.
set.
Takes a lot of talent.
I mean, you
to
got to
So-
think I'm.
So that could be a sax or trumpet part in your next single. Like I can do a trumpet, a sax solo in your next song.
Yeah, exactly. Because they always say the sexy sax, and they're right. I mean, I was big into Kenny G for a long time. The amazing way he does the saxophone, I always want to play like that. But like I said, it's just having the wind and the lungs to really actually
practice.
play that style of
Practice,
instrument.
practice.
And acoustic guitar will be probably my next instrument to pick up. I always love the acoustic. But yeah, drums, believe it or not, people are like, oh, you don't do that much work, but you get into certain styles of music, you can get on a good sweat and a good, I've always liked it. Everybody's like, the drummer's always in the back of the band. Nobody ever really, praises the drummer. It's always, the guitarist and the singer and all that stuff. I'm like,
Yeah,
most time that
guitarist.
does happen. We're behind the
Lead
scene,
guitarist
but
and the singer gets all-
without us, there wouldn't be no
action.
band. I mean, that we're the
Yeah,
backbone.
the drum sometimes is the base of the whole thing.
Exactly. I played a lot of 3-piece and everything else, and you got to be, when you're playing 3-piece bands, you got to be on top of it. I mean, because you're trying to fill in all that dead air, and I played that, for a while, so it's a lot more work than people give us credit for.
So what about you? I forgot your name already. It's not on the
Amy.
screen. But how do you
Jamie.
pick your instrument? How do you pick your instrument of choice?
I started out on trombone. In grade school.
So you were a wind instrument too.
Yeah, I started out on trombone. I went to piano for 4 years. It took 4 years of lessons. I learned that pretty good. When I got out of high school, well, about the 10th grade, I got into the guitar pretty deep and learned how to play songs from listening to records and stuff. And that's how I got at it. Listening to records.
Now I just want to see you both your next song, you playing the trombone and you playing the trumpet together. I want to see that now. In the next,
I'll get too old for that.
I haven't played trombone in probably 35 years.
Yeah,
Casey said you can practice on her trumpet and trombone.
How about air saxophone? There, anybody can play an air instrument. I mean,
yeah,
there we go.
Do air trombone too.
I'm getting too old for that. I wish back in the day I did keep it up, as well as percussion, and I just didn't do it. And like I said, a lot of times when once, leaving high school and stuff, I went directly into the armed forces, and I've been in the military for over 32 years now. So that took up a lot of my time, different assignments and whatnot. I'm winding down now my last few years.
You could have been the official trumpet player for for people in the Army.
Yeah, they do have an excellent here in Fort Hood, Texas. As a matter of fact, they got an excellent Army band. They're really on top of their toes. You got to be really, they're seasoned. Like I said, I love to hear good. Yeah, you got to know music. I've gotten away from that so long now. Reading sheet music, I'd have to pick it back up again. But kudos to the armed forces bands that I meet through the years, going different places. I mean, they're really on top of it.
So I think I asked you this already, but how did you two get together to form your new band?
Well, it's kind of funny.
Facebook.
I moved here to Fort Hood, Texas, and we were on limited funds and didn't have a place to go. Rented a motel room, trying to get my military tickets. Military life sometimes hard. It just works out that way. But we bounced around and then saw a room for rent, and next thing we got talking on the phone, talking about music and stuff like that, and his different writing and things of that nature. And I was like, he was looking for a drummer, and it was kind of something I wanted to get back into, coming to a different area. And I always try to do that everywhere I go.
Dogs.
And so he said, "Well, come on out here. We'll check it out and see where it goes to." And been kind of messing around with it, and then of course medicine. And I don't tie myself down to one project a lot of times, and run into Shelly, and on Facebook, and she had pre-COVID, she had a good tight band, and kind of her musicians kind of went on a hiatus and went here and there when COVID hit. So she was getting down in the dumps, and we were talking, and I pushed her. I was like, "Hey, let's revive Problem Child. We'll get back together." So, and she was looking for, because I had my feet wet in the water with the music business with Brad Bergman in the beginning with the record deal and everything, and I kind of knew how to manage, book, promote. I knew all the background from doing it for a while for Strange Parallel, me and Smash Adams. And that's what she was looking for. Somebody, because all she wanted to do now in her later years, the older we get, is to be able to go into venues and put her music out there, but have somebody doing the footwork. Me being a drummer, I got a lot of time on my hands. Being in the military, I got a lot of time on my hands. So she threw me the ropes and said, "Here." And that's how we started getting on the podcast with you and Brad Bergman, and getting things back out there. And because I could take the ropes and take a little bit of stress off her, and because I knew a little bit of the game and the ropes and the business a little bit, here and there. So that's how it kind of all worked out.
Awesome. I always like to have an origin story for your future when they tell your story later on in the years, how they met.
Yeah.
How I Met Your Mother. That's a crazy show.
But anyhow, yeah, it's sort of, I try to carry on a legacy. And I appreciate you guys, both you and Brad, both. After I lost contact with Brad Bergman there for a while, and got back in touch with him, and the first conversation me and him had on the phone, he remembered me back when I had some dark times, because I have a son that's dying of a bad illness, and we talked about the music business, and in the last 30 minutes of our conversation, we got to stop. I need to hear about Eli. And I was like, well, he's still alive, And then that's one thing I always appreciated about the man. A very good gentleman. And then, of course, meeting you now through Brad Bergman and getting this all original music back out there, and everything, and the music scene and bouncing around. And that's why I said, hooking up with him, and y'all deal with all the northern stuff like that. And I can jump in the pile and I bring some music from Austin, Texas, and get us a little bit out there. And I got another guy, goes by the name of Justin. I'm trying to remember the name of his group. I can't remember off the top of my head. He's working on the projects as well. A little bit more heavier music, but they're always trying to look for an outlet to get their stuff out there. They're currently in the studios every day, laying down tracks and whatnot and putting things together. But an excellent overall guy, and hopefully in the future shows we can hook up with you, and I can get him on board and everything, and help them get their stuff out there.
That'd be great. I met Brad in 5th grade, middle school.
Oh Lord, that's a long time.
Yes, it was. Back when we were all still cute and innocent.
Oh yeah, not so much anymore. So
at least the innocent part, we're still cute in this game.
there you go.
I
There you
so
go.
so starting what. Uh, God, I can't remember his name again. His name's on the screen. I can't remember what.
Jamie Gazelle.
Just Jamie. What was the biggest culture or life thing you had to adjust to from moving from Nebraska to Texas?
Well, when I moved from Nebraska, I was married to my high school sweetheart. She left me after 2.5 years for a guy in New York City who had all kinds of money and a big chalkboard company. Broke my heart big time. I didn't even want to live anymore. For about 5 years, I was ready to go. I didn't want to be without her. And that was a big culture shock for me to move from Nebraska to Maryland and talk about some traffic. I was the most traffic I ever saw was like 3 cars going down 4th Avenue in Holdridge, Nebraska. And I'm all of a sudden in 14,000 cars a minute, going by me. And I'm just scared out of my pants. That was a big culture shock for me. And then the divorce was about killed me. It tried to. Divorces are like alive. They have their own energy, and it's not good.
Yeah, it happens. That's life, though. I mean, it's you hear a sad story behind every musician. It's just like the old blues and that one movie called Crossroads with Ralph Macchio and all them. I always looked at that and told the story, and he's like, "How do you create the blues?" Well, you just play in your moment, in that scene, your actual time, and what's going on in your life. Yeah.
Too. It's about
So that was my biggest thing about being in blues and blues industry and stuff like that on blues music. It's always,
sad.
that sad in emotion. Well, not all blues are sad, but I mean,
Most
a lot
of
of it
it
is.
Most of it's pretty
Yeah.
sad.
But it's always in that
Jumping
moment of
from
how you
electric
feel, and
chair.
that's how you pick up that guitar and just play from your heart. And that's what kills me about most musicians nowadays. Is a lot of them don't even play from the heart.
There's no soul in it.
Yeah, they want to know how much money the gig's going to pay and
music.
how much money they're going to make, and once you lose that wanting to play music for the enjoyment of it and putting music in people's life, you might as well just leave it alone, because then you're just out for the money, and then you're just creating anything. Then don't have that feeling. People can't feel your music anymore.
Yeah, I feel that. Sometimes when you lose your passion for something, it's just not the same.
Right. Yeah. It's that passion. Once you lose that passion, and you're doing well,
Yeah,
I just want to put a buck in my pocket. And, you don't care what you're playing. You walk in, and you see a lot of those through the years, because I've seen a lot that, and especially in Savannah, Georgia, they have bands that have 4 or 5 drummers, 4 or 5 guitars, and they'll call you up and say, "Hey, let's just throw something together." And when you start doing that, it's not even worth it to me anymore.
Yeah, I feel the same way, but not about music too. Occasionally I play video games on my channels too, and there's other games I can play that's more popular, that I can get me more views. But I like the games I like. If I'm not enjoying the game, I feel if I'm not enjoying the game I'm playing, it goes across on the screen too. Like, this game, blah blah blah. They're doing this now. I don't care.
Exactly, and you just lose that passion. You just lose that passion completely if you're not enjoying it. But like, I played in a lot of clubs. I mean, in a lot of drummers, for me, I play with a couple bands. They'll see me standing up, same time playing drums, and I get the crowd into it. And I play with a lot of musicians. They'll just sit up there with a guitar or whatever, just stand there motionless. And if you're not getting the scene into it, you know what I'm saying? Then you can't get the crowd. You're not getting that pizzazz. It's like playing a dead air, so to speak. I mean, there's no motion, no feeling, no nothing. And and that's like I said, that's why I was big into the couple of musicians I mentioned, like Bob Seger and all them. They was passionate about their life and their history and things that happened to them, instead of going in and just saying, "Hey, I'm gonna write a song about this," And I really look up to fellow musicians and bands, and that's what I look into when I pick the genre that I like, the genre, however you want to say the word. But because I listen to a little bit of everything. I listen to country, I listen to rock, I listen to blues. Somebody stepped in my house one time back when CDs were popular. Before we had all the online stuff where you just download the app and play stuff. They walked in and said, "What is your favorite?" Because I'm all over the place. I had pop, rock, country, blues, rap. I had everything, and it depended on my mood. the mood set I'm in. I could leave work one day and I'll turn on country, or if I leave work one day and if I'm like hyped up, I might turn on an old Kiss song. It just depends. But it gets me through the workday, and most of my guys I've ever worked through, besides being in the Army, they're like, you never can work somewhere without having music going on. No, I can't.
So, what was your biggest adjustment?
I'll take music any day over.
What was your biggest adjustment moving from Tennessee to Texas, besides learning how to eat their barbecue?
Well, the biggest adjustment, to be honest with you about it, I was stationed in Ohio there for a while. Up in Cincinnati, Ohio, I was stationed there. It was cold. Then you moved down here to Texas. Well, now I lived out on the East Coast for a little while on a couple of duty stations. It's the humidity. But Memphis has the world's worst humidity known to man. But down here, it's been kind of weird. I come to Texas expecting just dry, kind of a desertish. But ever since I've been here for a year, high wind, cold, tornadoes left and right. It's been different. To be honest with you, it's been really different.
So since you're in Texas, they had the biggest tornadoes of all. If it's bigger in Texas, they say. Did they get super tornadoes down there?
Yeah, they always say things are bigger in Texas, and sometimes they're right on some of it.
Yeah.
What about you?
Crazy.
You're from Nebraska. Don't they have the tornadoes in Nebraska too?
Oh yeah. We don't have the really huge wide ones up there, but we got some really bad ones that tear stuff up. The wide ones, the F5s, the devastating ones that take everything except the cement. Those are Texas tornadoes. That's why they call them Texas tornadoes.
So the song Texas Tornado, it truly lives by its word.
They will freaking kill you.
Yeah.
You'll be swept up inside your own car.
Speaking of games, you seem like you're probably from the Atari age. You guys ever play games when you're younger or even now?
Age. I remember the Atari. That was the first game I had.
Space Invaders.
Yeah. The Atari and the old Odyssey. I remember Odyssey was
Pac-Man.
The Atari. I remember little stick
Pac-Man.
figures on TV.
Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I'm not as old as the Atari, but I did have the original NES in the 80s. So.
Oh yeah, that's definitely old there.
Old.
But I'm not Pong old. I'm not that old yet. I'm only Nintendo old.
Yeah, I never played Pong, but I played Space Invaders.
Things always get better with age.
Oh, that reminds me. I got this argument one time. People online, kids online, and they're like, these graphics aren't good at all. They're really bad unrealistic graphics. I'm like, go play original Mario and see how good the graphics are now.
Yeah, the original Mario or the paddle stick ping pong game you got on Atari. Now there's like a couple of straight lines and a little dot for a ball going across.
Yeah. We thought in '96 that pixelated Final Fantasy VII was awesome graphics. Now it's outdated, but at the time we were like, oh my god, these graphics are great. There's so much improvement.
Thanks to Spielberg.
Yep.
Spielberg and Bill Gates.
You're definitely right on that.
So do you still play games on your spare time, or are you too busy to play games nowadays?
I don't touch them.
The only thing I really got into playing is RPG games on the computer, on like a desktop or a laptop. The old EverQuest. I used to play it religiously. That's probably about the only game I
played. Me and my friend played EverQuest a few times. Like 15 years ago, we played some EverQuest.
Yeah, that was the biggest game I ever really got into. Not so much the PlayStation and all that. I was more into the RPG games and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I love RPG. I love the Final Fantasy series and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess you're not the new generation. So I don't know if you play games in the 90s or 80s or 90s. So what were you guys, Team Nintendo or Team Sega?
Sega.
Sega. I had both consoles, so
we weren't that rich. I was Team Nintendo because that's what one of my parents bought me. So that's the one I played.
Yeah, I hear you. I remember them all. I mean, I've had them all
Yeah.
at one point in time.
Yeah, and then in 2000 it was Team Xbox or Team PlayStation. When we were growing up, it was Team Sega or Team Nintendo. That was our feud.
All right. I hear you.
PlayStation.
PlayStation. Yeah. There's so many systems out there now. They're all in a competition with
Gone
one
in
another.
60 seconds. That's a heck of a game.
Yeah.
Combat.
Then you got the virtual reality glasses you can wear nowadays, and everything else is just it's too sophisticated. Too sophisticated for my blood.
Yeah, some of these games nowadays are like not as hard to play. They have in-depth storylines. You get lost in like an iceberg, so in depth that you play 10 games in the series and you still have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
I
wish they would get some more in the game, because Rock Band was pretty decent. The game that came out, which wasn't too bad, where you mess around with it. They need to come out with more virtual reality games like that. To me, I mean, but you know, it is what it is.
Speaking of games or movies, are any of your songs to be in any future soundtracks for movies coming up?
Wish. Can only be so lucky. Can only be so lucky.
Yeah, it takes the right connections, and you got to almost be in Hollywood to get it done, or New York.
Yeah.
You can't live in Texas and get that done.
Unless somebody up there sees your music and like, oh my god, I've got to have this song in my next movie.
Yeah. The only
if
luck.
They happen to hear you and they want to put it in there. You know, they're the
closest time I ever came to a situation like that was when just before I met up with Smash Adams, I played with a guy named Tony Salee, Italian guy. And I don't know if you know anything about wrestling, but I used to know Jerry Lawler real close, and I knew the Moondogs.
Yeah, I watch wrestling occasionally.
Well, Moondog Spot actually had a school of wrestling just north of where my hometown is in Arkansas, in West Memphis. And I had gotten in touch with him at one time with one of the bands I played with, and they had a little venue where they would have like a live music night for the youth people in the local area, and then they would close down and have the school of wrestling he owned. So the contract deal he was trying to make with me, which I couldn't really get my lead singer off the ground and in the mix with it, it was to do the theme song for when they walk out to the wrestling ring.
Oh, okay. So
never did get accomplished, but that was the closest offering I had to something like that.
That would have been awesome if you were the musician for their interest theme. That would have been cool. Like this is my wrestler.
yeah, exactly. And then the other thing was I was working on a project that kind of fell through that I had a chance, but because of someone I was married to made me back out of it. Was you remember the sitcom show that they have on there, RuPaul? Well, I had auditioned for the group. Well, it's a TV show that comes on like talk show, Arsenio Hall and all that.
Drag queen?
Yeah. Anyways, the band that I had auditioned for, I had made it, and they were talking about they were supposed to be a band for one of the TV series coming out or something. And I didn't know actually what it was. Well, I had made it, and then I had to back out of it. And the next thing I knew, when that RuPaul show came on, I looked, and the guys I had tried out for, they wound up being the band on RuPaul show. And I was like, man, if I only knew. But you never know. I mean, it's just a situation you live and learn.
You never know what's going to take off.
Yeah. I got kind of butthurt about it, but, it is what it is. You live and learn. So move on and go to the next project. So,
You're not going to believe this, but I actually dated. I met her at a real estate meeting. They were doing tax sale properties, and this girl, incredible girl.
You remember her name?
Meg Langford.
Yeah.
And she turned out to be Meg Ryan. I dated her for 2 months. And then she moved to California. She said she was going to be a star. I said, okay, well, take me with you, would you? So I'd just gotten out of my first marriage, and I was really like looking for somebody decent. And she took off on me, though.
Yeah.
Luck of the draw.
Yeah. Who knows? You might have been her leading man in Hollywood.
I first saw her in Sleepless in Seattle, and I about pooped my britches when I saw her on there. I said, dang, I dated her. That's Meg Langford. She changed her name because she was in ticked off at her mother for leaving her father. So she changed her name to Meg Ryan.
Yeah, just live life and learn and go on.
But, yeah, that's a heck of a story. Wrote a song about it.
You like you're song about it? You said which one is that?
I wrote a song about it.
Is that on the list you gave me?
No, it's not on there.
No, it's not even recorded yet. I just got the lyrics, and it's going to be a pretty decent song if I ever get it recorded. But I got so many I want to record still that I got to be careful which ones I pick.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes you have so many ideas in your head, but you have so little time to actually put them down on paper or in the.
Yeah, it's kind of a personal song. I don't know if I ever want to put it out anyway, but I wouldn't mind getting it recorded. So I could hear what it sounded like.
But so what was talking about the Meg situation? So what was your did you have any other celebrity crushes growing up?
Who, me?
Yeah,
Raquel Welch.
Or are you talking about him?
Raquel Welch.
Either or. You're both on the screen here.
Oh, I was just asking.
I never met Raquel Welch, but I had some fantasies about her.
Oh, good Lord.
Or hasn't everybody? Raquel Welch, come on.
I kind of
She's
like
75 and she looks like she's 17.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I'd like to meet Lita Ford. Now, that's a hot woman there.
Yeah, Lita Ford. She's getting older, though. And she's
Yeah,
starting to
but
look
she
it.
still got it.
But Raquel is like 73 years old and she still looks like she's 17.
Hey, she looks better than Cher.
Yeah, that's true.
My celebrity crush in the 90s, for TV, I liked Danielle Fishel from Boy Meets World. And singer-wise, I liked Leanne Rimes.
Oh, goodness.
Leanne Rimes was my crush in the 90s, too.
The only thing I've seen her play good in was Coyote Ugly. Now, I
was a teenager. She was a teenager. For me, it was good enough.
I hear you. Now I'll tell you, my TV fantasy chick, if I had to choose, was the Catherine Bach when she played in Dukes of Hazzard. Could nothing kill that woman. That was one of fine, and she still looks good to this day.
Yeah, like Candace Cameron too. She's pretty cool. She still looks really good. But
Catherine Bach and Daisy and Dukes of Hazzard was always
she was in
down to
James
earth.
Bond movies, right?
No. She not Catherine Bach. The one that played Daisy Duke and
Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah. She didn't play in much else besides it. She played in a few little things, but nothing. I don't think she really got a major role in anything else besides the Dukes of Hazzard. It was a couple of those movies I just never heard of. That was what I always remembered her from. But I know she played in a couple of soaps here and there or something like that, but nothing major. And she still looks good as an older woman.
Yeah. I was wondering how many brothers Uncle Josie had. If he had five, they're all cousins. How many brothers he had or sisters? If they're all.
Yeah, that is a good question. How that went. You don't ever meet none of the family. They're all cousins. And that's that backwoods shit.
And was that supposed to be in Georgia? Is that where Hazard County is? Is that Georgia?
Yeah. It's a town in Georgia. I used to look up the behind the scenes. There's an actual town where it was all filmed at when they wrecked so many cars. I looked at the box set and it said they used over 300 and something Chargers to film that actual TV show because they were so low budgeted that they didn't have the capabilities to have nowadays of wrecking a car, jumping a car without crashing or whatever, and screwing it up. But that was a low budget TV show, and they didn't even think it was going to go anywhere. But they used all the original cars. At times, Catherine Bach and Tom Wappat used their own car to be in the TV show because they didn't really think it was going to go over that well. And look at what a big success it was.
Apparently, Wonder Woman was almost your mom. Your mom says it. Your mom
my dad. And the craziest story about that is my dad was in love with a big beat because Linda Carter had some big old beat. That's the whole funny story behind that. Thanks, Mom, for reminding me. But yeah,
she had what now?
Wonder Woman back into the old school one. The old school one that Linda Carter played in. That was my daddy's woman right there.
So,
Yeah,
what
she
about your
still looks pretty
mom?
decent to be her.
So Sharon, what was your celebrity crush? She takes in the chat. Oh, yes.
Oh, my mom. I don't know who her celebrity crush was, but my dad was Wonder Woman. I'm not sure about mom. Oh well, I know her and her sister, her older sister, were big Elvis fanatics and freaks. Matter of fact, my aunt Joyce from Springfield, Missouri, has one whole bedroom in this 3 bedroom home they owned. It was dedicated to everything Elvis. And she was born on the same birthday as Elvis. She's the same age that Elvis would be today, but she had literally everything, wall to wall, nothing but Elvis memorabilia. And the story back that you want to talk about knowing famous people. My dad worked for a drive-in in Lepanto, Arkansas, the town he's from. And as a matter of fact, it's the same town that Johnny Cash's boyhood home in Dice, Arkansas. But he worked for a guy named I said his name the other day, but he owned the owned the drive-in theater there. And he hired my dad as a young boy to run a projector. So one day he took my dad to Memphis, Tennessee, to Elvis's house when Elvis was truly alive. And they used to go to party there and took my dad there. And matter of fact, I think if I remember the story correctly, my dad was telling me the day the rip was put in the pool table that's in the actual museum there at Graceland, my dad was there when it happened. And I told him, I said, can you think about, I said, if you would have had all the sunglasses and all the stuff you had, Paul Schaefer, I knew the name would come to mind. The gentleman's name was Paul Schaefer that owned the drive-in movie theater back in the 70s out there in Lepanto, Arkansas. And as a matter of fact, if you go to Graceland and look at the little plaque of all the people that Elvis gave Cadillacs to, well, he gave the Cadillac to Paul Schaefer's wife. And it's actually printed on the little plaque that who all Elvis gave a Cadillac to. Oh, now there my mom tosses Patrick Swayze. That's who she was always crazy about, was Patrick Swayze.
So Brad,
God rest his soul.
So who was your crush growing up?
Oh, my crush? I don't know. I had enough. I had enough.
I know what it is. Cat's got his tongue because he's worried about if his wife is looking around going, who is this?
But yeah,
I got you, didn't I, Brad?
The reason why I had one Brad on here because earlier we were talking about sauce, and how stuff spicy in Texas. That reminded me of the story Brad told me about eating wings when he was 20 at his place in Ohio.
You mean the morning after sauce?
Yes, tell me the story.
Oh. Yeah, here we go. So this is a way back when, but there's this bar and grill in Vandalia called Bunkers. And they used to have this stupid hot wing sauce called the morning after sauce. And the way I found out about this sauce is one day I was with my bandmates. We weren't playing a show, but we were there drinking beers and hanging out. And this guy came in, and he was obviously from out of town because he talked like he's like, yeah, I'm from New Jersey, man. The whole New York, New Jersey accent. And he's like, I want some hot wings. And they're like, okay, here you go. He's like, those aren't hot enough. You got Tabasco. So they toss his wings in Tabasco. You got anything hotter? And they're like, yeah, we have the morning after sauce. And he's like, oh, really? Toss my wings in that. In fact, give me a double order. Toss my wings in the morning after sauce. So they toss this guy's wings in the morning after sauce. He had an order of like boneless chicken chunks. And he's all like, yeah. He's like, okay, let me try one. So he takes a bite, and I watch this guy, and he starts getting really, really red in the face. The sweat beads just start pouring down, right? And he's sweating, and he's in agony, and he can't find anything. And of course, all my bandmates doing what bandmates do, they look right at me. You're going to try that, Brad. Oh, and I'm like, hell no. They're like, no, you're going to try that. I'm like, no. No. They're like, yeah, if you don't do it, it's points on your man card bull crap. So I'm like, crap. So I'm like, okay. So I go over there and I proceed to take one of these because the guy is not touching. He touched the one order, couldn't even finish one bite He took like one bite out of the wings, couldn't finish the rest of the order. So there's a whole order of chicken chunks that have not been touched. And he's like, you gotta, So I'm like, okay, you mind if I have one? He's like, yeah, go ahead. I'm not gonna eat them. I'm probably going to the hospital after this. So I'm like, all right. So I take this bite of this stuff. And it's like honey barbecue, and it's not that bad. And I swallow it. And I do not know what in God's name spice, what kind of whatever the hell it was, but I will tell you this much: the first it was like 2 minutes went by and I didn't feel anything, and then all of a sudden I started feeling the heat, and everything from here all the way down to here was totally on fire. I couldn't breathe. There was not enough drinks. I'm running around drinking milk. I'm eating bread. I'm dunking my bread in the milk. It's not putting it out. I'm praying to die. In the meantime, all of my bandmates are sitting here laughing, like getting off on my suffering. It was a thing of beauty, yeah.
And yet, you got the man card. They eat it, so you're more man.
Oh my God, the morning after sauce. I don't even know if they even make that anymore. But it was like special, like in like a black box. Like it was like hidden in the back of the kitchen, and you had to ask for it by request. And
you should you ever get back to it? They ever get back? You should get them for revenge. Like, here's some wings for you guys. 20 years later, revenge for making me eat stuff.
Oh my God, I died. That morning after sauce was horrible, dude. I think it was habanero extract, which is like 25 times the heat of straight habanero. And I mean, it was literally, oh my God, it was like the flames of hell going down my esophagus.
Yeah, we were talking about that down in Texas, like joking around that apparently their mild sauce is our hot sauce.
Oh yeah, Texas, sometimes you guys just have a crazy game of just eating stupidly hot stuff. They're like, unless I'm on the toilet for 3 days crapping blood, it's not hot enough. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of insane, because I like hot stuff, but I like to taste the food. If all I'm tasting is heat, there's no point. There's no point. Don't get me wrong, I can eat some pretty nasty, spicy stuff, but if I can't taste anything but heat, what's the point?
Yeah.
It's like the same people that come on this wonderful platform called YouTube, and they do the hot pepper challenge and the hot sauce challenge and all this, and they're all like, why in God's name? Why? I mean, I get it. It's up there with the same thing with like, oh yeah. Let us shoot you with a BB gun and see how that feels. It's not gonna feel good.
Put some heroin in your brain.
Yeah, exactly. It's not gonna feel good.
It just puts hair on your chest, Brad. That's all. Just a little hair.
Yeah. Yeah, I got hair enough.
But then it takes it away from up here.
Yeah, so that was in your 20s. Probably won't be the same in your 40s.
Oh my God, if I ate that now, dude, oh my God, there's not enough Zagrid, not enough Prevacid in the world to put out my acid reflux if I ate that today. Oh my God.
Well, now that we have you here, Brad, now as you come on, I did get a chance to speak with Smash Adams there for a little bit. We kind of reminisce. I'm trying to push him into getting going. I know he's on some downtime right now, trying to work things out. But he seemed very interested in doing a reunion show. And I'm kind of coercing him and talking, to him offline about
I'll get to do it. If I MC it on the Flaming Axe, he'll do it. I guarantee he'll do it.
Yeah, I talked
right now. By the way, here, Lamont, real quick, throw that camera right on my face. Give me a solo shot, real quick.
Real fast before you do that real fast. I talked to him about maybe Preston and him about maybe during our either on my show or your show or season finale or whatever. Our sing off / barbecue off contest we're gonna have.
Oh well, yeah, we could do something, dude. I'll tell you what I make.
Texas ribs.
I make some kick-ass chicken tacos. Grilled chicken tacos.
Oh.
I make the best grilled chicken tacos. I can hold my own. My wife goes like we have like 3 cantinas here in Xenia. My wife says my tacos are better than anything she can get here. I hold my own. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Smash Adams, if you are watching, are you up to the challenge? Yeah, the macho challenge. Are you up to the challenge? Are you willing to get back in there with Preston Gosa?
There you go.
We're calling
But
you
it-
out, Smash.
That's what you
But,
see.
the good thing about it is, Brad, you brought me and Smash Adams a long ways with Strange Parallel. You were one of the first guys that reached out, touched me, and we jumped out there. We were, a little local band, but you were the first one. The first one I sent the tracks to, and we jumped out there, and the best wishes for my son that's still living, and you brought us a long ways. I'll never forget what you did for us in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
It was amazing.
Oh yeah. Well, that wasn't that. The whole thing going on with the whole Quantum Records thing. That was what got all goofy. That had nothing to do with anything other than the fact that there was a guy that was running that, and then he turned out to not be a legitimately good guy.
Yeah,
and I didn't find that out until after some of my own stuff got like burned with it, and I was
I didn't personally. I didn't like it. I didn't say it in the time, but he's trying to have me do other stuff that I had no idea what to do. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here, so I don't have to do this stuff he wants me to do. I'm a photographer / video. I'm a video person. I make videos. I take pictures. I'm not whatever this guy was. I'm not this.
Oh, he was just he turned out to be doing. He turned out later on. We found out that he was doing some questionable stuff, and I think now he's behind like bars or something. I'm pretty sure. So yeah. So like let's I don't know anything else other than that. He definitely had some issues, and then as I got to know him, I was like, I'm not bringing him over to my house, and I'm not bringing him around my kids. So we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, exactly. I hear you there.
Yeah, he just wasn't. He wasn't a good guy. He would talk all sorts of stuff, and then he finally one day after he got to know me better, he like started telling me everything he was doing, and I'm like, you idiot. I'm like, wow. It wasn't solid. So we had to cut him out, unfortunately. So
no, I hear you.
Yeah, fast, as you see, Brad, off topic real fast. You see, Brad, it's more of a background and overlay you gave me.
I've got it with transparent. I guess it didn't come on. Did you try this one?
You can upload it.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so that one didn't. Huh.
Yeah, all right. That's why I look up as a background for now. So yeah, if you get a chance to.
That's the big deal. Yeah, I can correct that later. I have it on my flipping phone. It just didn't save the right file. I'll get you the right one. It's no big deal. Whenever I have a program that I make all these overlays with, it's something it's like free, and I make overlays. But when it saves it to my camera roll on my iPhone, if I don't select the right one, it gives you the non-transparent background. Right. So I'm trying to work on fixing that, and it's just it takes time.
Yeah.
I hear you.
There you go. Here, let's find a better background. Here, let's try like this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Now we're branded. Here, let's put something cool out there. Since these guys are local, there we go. Look at that. There we go. Yes. Yes.
Like I said, we're like I said, me and Brad are both learning how this stuff works still. I've only been in yard for about 2 years now. Before that, I had Google Hangouts. Before that, I was using Skype.
Oh yeah, Skype. Yeah.
I remember those Skype days.
It takes time. It's going to take time to get everything going, but we're working on it. We have a dream. We have a plan. We're executing it. It just takes time.
Yeah. It's a learning process, in other words.
Oh my God. Well, I'll tell you what, compared to where I was like even 5 years ago with my audio recording, I'm 1,000 times better than where I was 5 years ago.
Definitely.
I mean, wait till you hear the new Stinker album, Stinker, my old band.
By the way, these you guys have an argument now. These guys are anti recording music. They're pure acoustics. They're not all about the nitro stuff.
Oh well, I mean, PJ's cool. So who's this guy behind you, PJ? Who's the guy behind you with the cowboy hat?
This is Jamie Gazelle, and earlier he played a couple of tracks that I sent up. I played a track. I was telling you about the other project I'm working with. This is actually Jamie Gazelle behind me. Does a singer-songwriter, producer. He's got several CDs he's made in the past. Excellent gentleman. Got some crazy music. I'm currently working on his computer trying to make it run faster because he's got so much crap in there for his lyrics and stuff. But like I said, I'm working 2 projects right now. I'm working with the Jamie Gazelle project and also with the Shelly Miller music with the Problem Child band. So a couple
That's
projects.
really cool, man. You're a busy man.
Yeah, I try to stay busy, but I've made music all my life. Like I said, I'm coming to the end of my military career here soon, and just getting the base.
So are you enlisted or officer?
I am enlisted.
So,
no way I'd want to be an officer. I'm a grunt through and through. I do
so
all the back work.
are you like a sergeant now, like upper sergeant thing, or
yeah,
what?
I'm actually a sergeant right now. I'm actually located at Fort Hood as a trainer because I've had so much background as far as deployments and stuff. So I'm in with what they call a mobilization brigade, where we train up units to come in aviation to deploy in different parts of the world. And that's basically what we do. I'm more an overseer. We certify them, train them in images and whatnot, and things of that nature, and make sure they're good to go before they deploy. So I oversee the maintenance is my section. I've always been in maintenance.
Above all, PJ, thank you for your service.
Oh, absolutely! It's truly my honor. 30 years later, like I said, I got to probably do another 3 or 4 years before I hang the old uniform up. It's been great to me. Been great to my family. And I'm really proud of it, my run through the military. But it's coming toward the end time, like I said, and pretty much getting back into the hard music scene, working with these great projects I'm working with here in Austin, Texas. And,
hey, Austin's got a huge music scene. You guys are not kidding.
Yeah, it is tremendous. It is tremendous. Like I said, no matter Austin's divided in north, south, east, or west, and just depending on the section you go in, one section maybe more of the Spanish style music, the other one's more of the rock scene, the other side's more of but the tremendous open mic nights they have here.
You know what they say? There are signs down there that say "Keep Austin weird."
Oh, hey,
definitely. But it's a 7 week coming here. But it's a 7 days a week type deal. Like I was saying here, from anywhere in the world I've been in, as far as Memphis, Tennessee, as far as Georgia, here it's 7 days a week. No matter what day of the week it is, you can go out there. Some, like I was telling him earlier, that you have one scene that's the coffee, piano, jazz bar scene on certain nights, and then the other one's got more of the country scene. The other one may have the more of the hard rock thrash metal.
That's
scene.
Actually really cool.
Non-stop, constantly going. Some venues have 2 or 3 bands in one night, but it's ongoing. Austin is wild.
Oh, I would love that.
So you said you were you ever deployed overseas, or you always stateside?
No, I deployed back in 2005 when my daughter was young. She was about 3 years old. I deployed to Iraq, served a year in Tikrit. Also, I have done some humanitarian missions off down in El Salvador and Honduras for a couple of years. Bounced around a little bit everywhere. Never got to deploy or station in Germany or any kind of overseas projects like that, but mainly just been deployments. Got to help the wonderful people in El Salvador. They're great. They love us down there. When we were helping rebuild after hurricanes hit, stuff like that. So I got a chance to do that. The biggest, my biggest thing in the military right now is the fact that we can't truly help our veterans like we should be. We spend more time spending money overseas, rebuilding countries and whatnot, than we do helping our homeless vets and the ones that can't provide for themselves. I feel terrible sometimes. I mean, of course, I'm being a vet myself now, but they're just it's just not the help that we need in America, to be honest with you. And I don't get into politics at all, but it's just hateful. The town I'm living in, Leander, right now, in Leander, Texas, North Austin, the community here is overwhelming. Half the time I go into the store in my uniform before I report for duty, people are like, "Hey, I'm buying your coffee. You ain't gonna buy it," or they'll, whatever. And I've gone to restaurants and sat down and eat, and next thing I get up, oh, your meal's paid for. This is probably the best area I've been in as far as Texas being with the military vets. They're wonderful. I mean, it's just tremendous everywhere I go. Everybody wants to shake my hand, and I'm just a normal man. That's all I am. I just serve my country. I love doing it. I had some hard road in the military, to be honest with you, but now I'm on the end of the career, and I'm more behind the desk overseeing several battalions under me, which I'm not used to because I'm more of a wrench turner. I'm a worker.
Sure.
But like I said, this area here, I've decided probably is probably where I'm going to, retire at because the people in this community are so wonderful. As far as anywhere I've been in, and that's just being honest. I've been in a lot of places, a lot of locations, a lot of duty stations, towns, but as far as people appreciating veterans, I've never seen it like it. Here it is locally.
Right. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Real fast. You said you're in both Iraq and El Salvador. Was there any local cuisines there that you liked, or they?
Well, a lot of times when you're deployed like that, they don't like you to eat off the local economy because when you get used to eating a certain thing, I mean, I've tried some of the majors and stuff I was under didn't let me try some of the local food in Honduras and stuff, like a little bit of Spanish. It's just Spanish food. It's mostly Spanish or Puerto Rican and stuff in that area. Got to try, but most generally when you deploy like that, you try not to eat of their cuisine in their homeland because your digestive system's not used to it. They're truly right. It'd be like Brad going to the bathroom all the time because you're eating something foreign in your stomach.
That's true. I guess you get used to. I guess if you live down there and your generation, they get used to the food. I was wondering if that should also be there. That's only good that down there. They'll have up here. Like, oh my god, this cuisine is awesome. I want to import it up to the States.
Well,
probably different.
El Salvador and Honduras, you get the true like tacos. The tacos you eat here, like the Taco Bell or whatnot, you go down there, it's totally different as far as the meat texture because they make the original, just like not the tortillas, but the
So what is an actual Texas taco like compared to Taco Bell taco? What's the difference?
Way different. It's a shredded beef instead of the ground.
Not even Mexican food. I don't know what the heck it is. It's
Taco Bell came from a hippie. That's why.
Yeah,
that's about right.
Yeah,
So you actually have actual Mexican taco food down there, and not the.
Yeah. Well, you're closer to the border down here, so you got a lot more of the people that. If you go to the right one, you'll get the authentic, which I always thought was the ground beef. No, it's chicken. It's shredded chicken.
So Brad, by the way, apparently the best beef is in Nebraska, according to Jamie here.
Well, Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, it's all grass-fed beef, and it's all they have.
Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of biased and privileged on the beef front. My brother-in-law who lives here in Dayton, and my little sister raise cows. So we get to feed the cows everything we want. We get them trained, get everything we want them, and then they graduate from bovine ewe, and I get a freezer full of beef every year. So
can't beat that.
Yeah. So like the truth is like I've had steaks other places, but I'd rather eat what my brother-in-law gives me. It's just better beef.
Yeah.
Because I know everything that's been in it. Yeah, I don't. So we did the grass fed because he had black Angus heifer, whatever, and we did the grass fed one year. I'm not a big fan of grass fed. Grass fed does not have enough fat in it, and when you're really cooking, if you want good burgers or good beef, you got to get that fat in there.
You got to get some corn in there, and
hell yeah. Like this last year, I'm like, give those cows extra portions. I want them fat. And by the way, they're not friendly. Beef cows are not friendly animals. You go put yourself between a fence and a beef cow and see how friendly it is when it tries to horn
be like I know you're going to eat me. So I'm going to kill you first. Like
that's the way they are. They know it's coming. So I'm like,
I said, watch out for those humans. They'll send you to the old.
Oh, I've been joking with my friends one time.
We named the cows. We had one. We're like, here's sirloins, here's T-bone, here's porterhouse.
Speaking of cows, I made a joke with my friends at work one time because they're potheads. But I was joking with them. Hey, I wonder if we feed cows pot, the meat will taste like edibles.
That's a good question, Lamont.
Hey, Lamont, that's what you call half America being stoned.
Stoned beef.
Yeah, no, I like just good fatty beef. Fatty beef. One of my favorite things to do when I get the cow processed, I actually get some bone, and not like ham bone, but like beef bone. I get that. I put that in a pot. And I make like a braise. So braise is just when you boil something on low heat with a lot of spices and flavoring for hours. And what happens is the beef around the bone falls apart like a pot roast. And then I put like Chinese noodles with that and some fresh carrot slices and fresh cilantro and fresh green onion. It's the greatest soup you'll ever eat in your entire life.
Huh.
Yeah, it tastes really good. Like I'm really big. The stuff I like to cook, I can cook like a pot roast or a meatloaf like anybody can. But the stuff I like to cook the stuff that you generally go out to eat to cook, because that's how you save money when you learn how to cook like that.
Yeah, my brother paid today. We went to my niece graduated college tonight, and my brother took us all out to Lone Star.
Lone Star's not bad.
Yeah,
it's not bad. I like Texas Roadhouse. They're not too bad.
That was it. It was Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse is good and fatty. I like it that you can pick your steaks there. It's kind of good, but it's still not as good as my cow.
I had an 8-ounce steak.
Yeah, I mean they're good. They're very good. They use a lot of MSG in their food. That's what makes it good. But the truth
you gotta find send me one of yours. Meredith, right? Meredith.
Don't worry, Lamont. I'm going to cook for you tomorrow.
Yeah, is it Meredith? The cows, right? Meredith.
Yeah. But did you hear what I said? I said I'm going to cook for you tomorrow.
Yeah, we're talking about how to know each other. I was talking to how I've known Brad since middle school.
Yeah. We've known each other a long, long time.
Hey, Brad, too, before I forget, I'm going to send you some copies of it. But this is some of the Jamie Gazelle's albums he originally put out.
Dude, he has cool artwork. I dig that.
So he's got some made. I'll send you a copy of this.
By one of my best friends in Nebraska did that. He put that together digitally.
It's got some excellent tracks on it.
Yeah.
And some other stuff. Oh, you're talking about this is what they got in Texas.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Now, you want to talk about hot. They got hot food, hot sauce, and
what the hell is that? That's hot candy?
It's called ghost pepper candy. That's what they're selling.
Why in God's green earth would somebody invent such a satanic, awful little treat? Like, just imagine Halloween, give that to little kids. Oh, my God.
That would be cruel. That would be so cruel. Hey, that is a thought. Especially if you got some you want to get rid of and get them out of here. Pop these one of these out.
There you go, Johnny. Don't have a ring pop. Have some arrows.
Let's play another song from them real fast.
Sure.
I was born in a Chevy in a thunderstorm. No one's ever loved me since the day I was born. They left me on a sidewalk in a terrible state. Now the people whisper he's just a victim of fate. I'm a problem child, and I'm running wild, trying to be the winner in a race I just can't win. I'm a problem child, and I've been so defiled. You can call it what you like, but wear my shoes, they'll tell you where I've been. Where I've been. Always had a hard time trying to make it through school. My biggest one was trying to live by the golden rule. You know it's never easy when no one really cares. I need someone to show the way. No one even dares. I'm a problem child, and I've been running wild, trying to be the winner in a race I just can't win. I'm a problem child, Now I've been so defied. Call it what you like, but wear my shoes. I'll tell you where I've been. Where I've been. If anyone could help me out, my number's on the wall. Of every senior schoolhouse John, C47 home. Hard and neither trying to find a thrill that's kind of new. It's never lasting happiness. What else can I do? I'm a problem child. Now I'm running wild, trying to be the winner in a race I just can't win. I'm a problem child. Now I've been so defied. Call it what you like, but wear my shoes. I'll tell you where I've been. Where I've been. I'm a problem child. Now I'm running wild. I'm a problem child.
Awesome.
Yeah. I definitely, yeah, that's pretty well done, guys. Who did all the guitar work? Who did all the
Part me and part Kevin Wicker.
Cool. Yeah, that's very good, very clean guitar work. I like the acoustic, very well done. And I like the drums. Was that your drums, PJ?
Not yet on that album. That was when he recorded. I'm working. Yeah, just some old drum
Those
tracks.
are trigger drums. Those are not real drums.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, they're not real drums.
They're trigger drums.
They're triggered.
Yeah.
They're doing on the keyboard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the keyboard drum.
Yeah.
That's
Brad's got this. Yeah, Brad's got this whole set up in our studio up north. This whole keyboard can play everything in his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where I'm sitting right now. I've got electronic drums in here, but I've got a lot of software that I use when I record, so I can actually like EQ it and really make them sound as real as possible, so they don't sound fake. They're actual samples.
For about a month we didn't have a drum player for about a month in our band.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying is I prefer more the acoustic. I mean, I've been with a couple bands like, oh, do electronic drums and blah blah. And no, there's nothing like that sound of the original.
That's what I was telling them earlier. Like, I think probably the electronic drums are more for recording in the studio, and the real drums are for on stage.
I would say that's a pretty accurate thing, because with the acoustic drums, you have a lot more control than when you record. I mean, with the electric drums, you have a lot more control, like on every single hit, how hard it sounds, how well, if it spikes the meter and does all that. You just have more, but they don't play the same. I mean, yeah, even if you have mesh hits, they don't play the same.
Not the same either.
No matter how you try to produce it in electronic drums, you're not going to get that, acoustic wood shell type, hit.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to do a nitro drum on stage. Hey, guys, this is my nitro, and we're going to play a song.
Well, think about it.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra live, believe it or not, uses an entirely electronic drum kit.
Oh, wow. But the thing...
They'll like that. They do it.
The thing about it, though, is the response time is totally different than it is on acoustic drums. If you play acoustic drums for years and years and years, and you sit behind a electric drum, taking somebody that plays, the acoustic all their life and put them on an electric, it's a different response time. I mean,
it's a millisecond, but it's enough to throw you off. Yeah, I got you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially when you're trying to keep good and hard timing and whatnot. You have to mess with them a little while just to even get the feel for them. Even though you played the song 1,000 times, you get on an electric set and you got that response time that you got to get used to. Or you'll be dragging or speeding something up. So it's a big total difference. I mean, no comparison really. But.
Sure, I understand that, but it all depends. I mean, yeah. I love to do audio engineering, man. I do a lot of my own singing, a lot of my own vocals. I do lead guitar, rhythm guitar. I play bass. I do keyboards. I do a lot of all of that.
So right, you're like a regular Phil Collins.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I've had to learn how to pick it up. I don't have an active band anymore. So like where I had some guys play piano or whatever, I had to learn it. So I just was forced in, so you learn how to play it, and you learn how to produce and learn how to do stuff. And then what else I learned is you can buy a really good recording rig, but if you don't know how to do it, you don't sound good. So I mean, really. So really, like we were telling Lamont, we were up in his studio up north here not too long ago, a couple of months back, and we had a guy come in that wanted to record up there. And what I basically told the dude's like, yeah, I'm working with a professional producer and all this. And how cheap are you guys? I'm like, we're not very expensive. He's like, do you have really good equipment? I'm like, it has nothing to do with the equipment. It's all about who's running the board and if they know what they're doing. Because I'm like, if you know what you're doing, you don't need to sing through a Neiman mic. You can pull it off with an MXL and sound just as good. Exactly. So like this guy came in. Oh yeah, no, we did a really good job. Like he kept haggling and doing everything he could. The problem was he made a deal with us. We'll go ahead and say his name on the air, shouldn't we, Lamont? Why not? Nathan Medford. Nathan Medford, a guy that did a song called Whiskey and Beer. Oh, and by the way, Nathan, I still have your master, so I really, really hope that you're tuning in, and I hope you understand that we're probably going to edit your master, and I'm going to publish it, and the way I want it to sound, and I'm going to do that separately under the Vendetta Records label because you recorded with us and neglected to pay us what we were owed.
Yeah, we didn't get charged much. We were trying to think that we just wanted maybe a meal. We were charging people
2 value meals from McDonald's, man. How cheap you have to be? two value meals. And he outed a professional producer and liked our version good enough that he wanted to put it on his album. And I said, all you got to do is give me 2 value meals, dude, and I'll give you the copies. I'll even give it to your other producer. And he wouldn't do it.
But he was poor. He was poor, but he was poor enough to buy a $300 mask.
No, not $450 mask, and tell me that it's his birthday. I'm like, well, good, congratulations. Give me your 2 value meals, and you can have a master recording done by us for your birthday.
For like a lot of people were charging like $100. Dude,
the recording that we did for Whiskey and Beer, actually thinking of which, let me see here. Let's see if I can.
Losing his mind or something, or what?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Lamont. You know what? I got a great idea.
By the way, real fast. Here's the band advertising for him, the Music Street in their area.
Yeah, it's back in my hometown. It's going on right now. It's called Memphis in May, and they do a lot of local acts and get them up on stages. It's a real good program, and it really brings Memphis in the spotlight. My mom just sent me that because they got the local newspaper. And
from yesterday to Sunday, go check them out right now. Get a car and drive down there.
That sounds like a good deal, man. It sounds fun.
Yeah, it's just a whole complete music fest they have every year in Memphis May. It's got the Memphis barbecue going on.
Got discovered.
They had and that's when they had the big Memphis May barbecue contest going on. And they throw all these local bands up, and there's different people from different towns, different states throwing the barbecue, putting on the barbecue contest. And like I said, they have several stages, big amphitheater stages set up, and then a lot of local acts. Of course, you got some well-known acts that come in too, but they try to support a lot of the local bands. Big venue every year.
Yeah, I told them to start one down there in Austin.
Yeah,
There's one. ACL. It's like twice a year. ACL Austin City Limits.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've heard all about Austin City Limits. That's supposed. Yeah, that's supposed to be a big festival. I heard.
Oh, it's huge. It's one of the biggest in the world.
Yeah.
People come from all over the world to go to it. It's crazy.
So
the airports are just blasted full of people for a week. Twice a year.
That's awesome.
So PJ,
4 or
Jamie,
5 days. Each
so
one is
what's coming up on your music? What are you guys in the future? What's coming up? What are you guys planning to do? What's
we're trying to get back in the recording studio if possible, and then also I'm building an in-home studio, more or less like Brad's got going on there.
Yeah. I'll drive up to Ohio. We record for you. Come drive up to Ohio to record.
That's a hell of a jump.
We got you.
That's
I'm too old to be traveling that far.
1,400 miles.
Hey,
But
I got a little something. Real quick, I have a little something I'd like to play. Lamont, what do you think?
Go ahead. Bring it on.
So let me give you the background on this recording real quick. We recorded this in a bedroom studio. Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Right here.
We were not using the professional version of Studio One. We did this in the artist version on a cheap mic. But again, what I will overemphasize to you is it is not the expensive equipment. It is not where you record it. It is all who is doing the recording. Okay.
All Brad here.
So this is called Whiskey and Beer. Let's see if we can crank this up here. Hang on.
Country song?
Yeah.
Whiskey and Beer.
I mean, a lot of times you can take it to craft this equipment and make it sound good. You just got to have a good sound
I think
person.
you need to get it to Toby Keith.
I got to turn up some volume here. Hang on.
I don't know about both at the same time, but whiskey and beer, not a good combination.
You got to be sure it's turn it off.
Can you guys hear that?
No.
I don't hear anything yet.
All right, hang on. I got to figure out what I got to do to get my audio shared with you guys. Give me a second here. Because I've got this.
You got to click here. When you click it, screen share, click add share audio too.
Okay, well, hold on. Okay, hang on. Let me stop sharing that. I'll go.
You go when you share screen, click share audio.
Share screen. Okay.
There's a button down there that says share audio.
I don't see one. It says share easiest two monitors, share screen. Okay.
Click share screen.
Oh, share screen audio. Oh, okay. I got you. Okay, here we go. All right, there we go. All right.
See if this works
All
this
right.
time.
All right, here we go. This is what we recorded in Vendetta Music 2 in the Frank Sinatra recording studio. Check this out.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go.
Give me another try before you decide to leave me far behind. Whiskey and beer, I've had heartaches and tears, the pictures and memories on the wall. I'm running out of time, losing what was mine. Everything seems to get disappear, except for whiskey and beer. Well, I lay there on the bed last night, listening to the rain, holding our wedding picture, dealing with the pain, thinking of the memories as tears fill my eyes. Another shot of whiskey, another sleepless night. I've had heartaches and tears, pictures and memories on the wall. I'm running out of time, losing what was mine. Everything seems to disappear. Everything seems to disappear, except for whiskey and beer. Well, I guess I'll say goodbye. After all these years, I never thought I'd replace you with whiskey and beer.
Oh, wait a minute. This is freaking hilarious. Hey, our buddy Smash.
I see it. I was like, oh shit, there he is.
Cirrhosis Anthem. Oh, I love it, Smash. Someone who understands it. Yeah, so we did that.
Hey, how you doing, Smash?
Cirrhosis Anthem.
Yeah, he just texted. He joined. He just left a comment. That's awesome.
Yeah, I see that. I was waiting to see if he would jump in when I was on today because I told you earlier, I've been trying to get the show off the ground for us, as a reunion.
Sure.
To reminisce about the old days. Man, oh come on. But anyway, yeah, we really like to get out there to Smash. I like to see we get on the podcast on the Flaming Axe as a reunion and everything, and bring this old stuff back we used to do. Miss you out there, buddy.
I think that's gonna happen.
Come on, Smash. Let's show them how barbecue's all about.
So here we go. Then let's go on the record. Smash Adam, since I know you're watching right now, I need a yes or a no answer. Will you do the Flaming Axe finale with Preston Gosa? Oh, he's at the press. Oh, well, okay.
He said right.
So is
right on.
So I guess I'm taking that as a yes. Then that is a confirmed commit.
You to it, buddy.
Bring your microphone, guitar, and your barbecue.
There you go. It's official.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
We're gonna get you on the air, buddy. So we just gotta make it work.
And hope everything's right at the hospital with your girlfriend and whoever's getting sick.
I hope everything's going all right there, buddy. Sorry to hear that. Like I said, I know you wasn't on the show earlier commenting, but I kind of been reading some backtrack to the history. I heard you had a rough time too. I hope you pull through, and I hope everything goes well with your girlfriend and everything. Be great to see you and do the show together. The reunion and everything. You need to keep your head up high and keep on going.
Right.
Music's what keeps us together and keep us rolling. So,
hell yeah!
All right, now you two up there. Something I ask every artist I have on the show, band members: have you guys written a Christmas song?
I have.
Christmas song.
I have.
Come on.
Everyone, I got it right. It's not the season, but I don't like it until December. But I got a Christmas song. When it's December, I like them. Not before or after.
But that's called an anytime song for you, because you get society has gotten so bad where it's not even Christmas, so to speak, anymore. They call it what's the word out there? They call it nowadays.
I don't know what it is. Is this me personally? But I hate Christmas music in October before Halloween. I'm like, give the other holidays some time, guys. Like, let some Halloween and Thanksgiving have their day.
I think Christmas music should not start until Black Friday.
Yeah, Black Friday. It ain't Black Friday no more because they'll be hollering for Black Friday.
Well, okay, fine. Let's hold Christmas music back until Cyber Monday.
I get. But one thing I guess not more. I guess the one positive thing about the pandemic thing is there's no. They fix it by now, but there's no more rushing death throes in the stores now. All this distancing now.
Yeah.
It ain't
Like,
over.
Oh, that's
No,
the
we're
weirdest
killing
thing to see them fighting.
Wait a couple more
No more
months.
killing each other for a new pot.
Yeah,
Oh, I've
exactly.
been in the stores ever since they started that Black Friday crap, and you'll see me there knockout, drag out fights. I'm like, come on, seriously? Is it really worth that?
Oh, they're like, I'm getting my baby the Barbie mansion.
Yeah. It's just wild. Everybody coming to blows and stuff.
Lamont and I got some experience with something similar to that. Lamont and I had some experience with something similar on the same magnitude. You ready? We worked at McDonald's during the 90s, and they had a little something called Beanie Babies.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was the stupidest crap I ever saw. I'm sitting behind the counter just trying to do my job, and this fat lady wearing a muumuu and curlers comes running across. You stole my squirrel, you bitch! And she clocks the other lady. They actually thought that they were going to make money off of Happy Meal toys. I'm like, how freaking retarded do you have?
I love that it was like, I want this toy and that toy. We don't have this toy. Like, damn it, next toy. Like,
if you look on eBay, now that you say that, Brad, if you look on eBay, some of those doggone Beanie Baby toys from McDonald's went up to $200s of dollars. You would not believe it. After all that pandemic came out. Yeah, I'm serious.
Well,
hey, Brad,
still, I think it's a fiat currency. It's not.
Yeah.
Okay, Brad, go back in time, put some in your pocket when you're there, and then bring it back to the future.
Oh yeah, there you go. Oh my God, McDonald's is a hard job. That's not an easy job. Anyone that can last as long as like some other people I know that do it, it's not an easy job. The managers walk around; they'd love to screw with you. You've been working like on the grill all damn day, and you're exhausted, and you just want to cool off because the grill's 1,000 damn degrees, and you just want to get a soda. And they're like, "If there's time to lean, there's time to clean."
They still say that.
Oh yeah, all the time, all the time.
Hey, that's
they're like, my stainless steel is not shiny enough. Get back there.
So Brad, what's anything coming up on your channel, Flaming Axis, next week? Any guests coming up?
I am looking at booking some guests, but it looks like we've got confirmation as of tonight for the grand finale. We're going to have a Strange Parallel reunion. Yay! Maybe we'll hear some Music of the Gods and Pretty Please Kill Me with both you guys.
Oh God. That's bringing back some old times, Brad. Some old times there, buddy. That
was the good stuff. Pretty Please Kill Me was great.
Oh yeah, there was also another track, and I know if Smash is watching right now, I never will forget the first
Don't
time
throw away my kisses, dude.
We ever played it, and actually I think we recorded it, was the one after his mother passed away. God rest her soul, Smash. I'm not talking bad about her or anything. But you and I, we've done a song. We played it for the first time ever sitting down in your house in Mississippi. And you looked over at me when I put the first time ever playing drum tracks to it. You looked at me and was like, couldn't have done it any better than you ever can. And I can't remember the name of the song. You know what I'm talking about, Smash, but it was the one
you have a
right after your mother that passed away.
Smash, we have a request. Whatever PJ just said, we're playing it live. So get your guitar tuned up and get better.
All right, Brad. Before we go, Brad, you want to tell the people about these 3 things?
Oh yeah, so check it out. If you guys want to be a guest on any of the Flaming Axe podcast, or if you want to be a guest on Talking Time with Caffeine, please take your smart devices. iPhones. We all have them now. Take your iPhone and scan the little QR code, and it will magically transport you to our contact form where you can fill it out and ask to be a guest. By the way, it gets answered in the order that we receive them. So we get quite a few requests, and it takes time to get everything scheduled, but we'd love to have more people be guests on any of our programming. This one is, if you'd like to donate to help make our channel, to make the graphics better, to make the programming better, to make the backdrops better. Yeah, it takes money to do this. We're doing this with our own money, and we're all poor. So why don't you donate? I think it would be a good thing.
And finally,
I hear you there.
And finally, if you don't want to donate monetarily, you can donate by buying something off of our Amazon wish list right here. If you scan this QR code, it'll take you to our Amazon wish list and you can have this stuff shipped to our house. That way you don't have to give us cash. You can just give us equipment. We would be equally as happy.
There you go.
Yes.
Like drumsticks. There you go. You can always use drumsticks.
Hell yes. Can never have enough.
Cameras.
Oh, Brad, I just bought my got 6 drum kit, I think now. Yeah.
You have your 6th drum kit? Wow.
Yeah, I got one in Asheville storage, one I play on here currently, another one I just bought. One in Georgia.
Wow.
I know that habit. It's a Coke habit. That's all I know.
right, well, real fast before we next week on my show, if you're into flowers, we'll be talking about how the flowers came about and about how the bees pollinate them. If you're into nature and you like pollinate, you want to learn how pollinate their things and how the flowers came about. Check it out if you're a science buff.
I got one here. Some science buffs for me more than
I'll join.
So I got your number one commentator right here, already ready to go.
I'll see how the bees pollinate and stuff. Yeah, how we went from pollinating. How we went from next week. We're talking about how we went from the wind, everything, helping we got lucky, to how bees go from flower to flower, like more in a more controlled environment.
There you go.
So next week. So
their little penises come out.
coming up, week off and the bee off all next week.
There we go.
Right.
So Lamont, what do you like to close with? Guys, hang on. Lamont, what do you like to close with?
I have a catchphrase, but you guys say your catchphrases first.
Well, I'll do me real quick. Hold on. Make rock great again. Keep on rocking in the free world, and above all, support local music. Yeah, brother.
Make rock great again.
So you two, PJ, Jamie, you guys have a catchphrase you like to say?
Oh, good Lord. All I can think of is may all you dust down between the sheets and don't blame it after me. Bring the rock on. And Smash, I'll see you next week, buddy.
All right, and with that, we will solo the layout here to Lamont. Lamont, will you give our wonderful viewers some parting wisdom?
All right. As I always say, never stop learning and enjoy the randomness. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Good.